And welcome back. Today we are going to be making a video on a frontline fighter. Our frontline fighter will be using a shield. We're going to build this frontline fighter with the 3 pillars of Dungeons & Dragons. Now, for those of you that don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 is based off the Dungeons & Dragons play system, I guess you would call it. And those 3 pillars are social, combat, exploration, and discovery. Let me speak. Jeez. So we can be stronger in one aspect or another, but we want to bring some options to the table in all of them. And what that will do will help us enjoy the game a little bit more. We're not like sitting backseat in a social situation. We may sit backseat for most of the social situation, but we could probably step in every now and again and at least have fun in the social situation. So without further ado, let's get moving on. We are taking soldier background for athletics and intimidation proficiency. Athletics is part of the combat pillar. This is going to help us shove and push. In the game, this would be, in D&D, this would be our ability to climb as well, and swim. For social, we are going with intimidation. Our fighter is fierce, and we're going to intimidate people to get what we want out of a social conversation. For race, there are a lot of options, good options. Because this is early access, and we're only going to get to level 4, I went with Shield Dwarf. Shield Dwarf gets a +2 to Constitution, a +2 to Strength. 2 main stats for a frontline fighter. Half-Elf, Human are both good options. Both of them, you can have a +1 in Strength and Constitution, bringing your ability score to a 16 each. And those would be a good option if you didn't plan on using your level 4 ability score / feat to up your ability scores. I, on the other hand, will be upping them, and we'll get to that in a minute. Appearance, pick your favorite. For class, like I said, we're going fighter, and in this frontline fighter, you really have 2 options. You have defense. You're going to be running a shield. You can get an extra +1. Defense is always great. I'm going to go dueling for +2 damage. And dueling says, when you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no weapon in the other hand, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon, increasing your chance to do heavy damage. So we get a +3 from strength, and a +2. So we're always going to get a +5 when we hit. So even if we roll a 1, we're doing 6 damage. The other thing to think about, a great sword does 2d6 damage. So a d6 on average is 3.5. So you add those together, your 2d6, you end up with 7 damage on average. And I know that we're assuming that we're having an even-sided dice for probability and all that. Just stick with me. It's how we're comparing. And then a one-handed weapon can do up to 1d8, and we're going to assume that we have a 1d8 weapon in our hand. So that is 4.5 damage. Well, with the +2, that gives us an additional 2 damage, which moves us to 6.5, putting us a half point of damage, or if you want to round down, 1 full point of damage less than what we could do with 2-weapon fighting, and we get the benefit of a shield. Now, you could go 2-weapon fighting and pick up defensive, which is what I recommend. Great weapon fighting when you roll a 1 or a 2. This will increase your overall damage, I would say, because you're re-rolling it, but you have to roll a 1 or a 2 on those dice, which, you have the same amount of chance to re-roll this. And, when you roll a 1 and you roll it again, you can re-roll a 1. or you can roll a 2 and then re-roll it again and roll a 1. If you notice, that die is re-rolled once. And it doesn't say you get to pick the higher of the 2. So you can actually roll worse. So I would think in the grand scheme of things, if you're going to go a 2-weapon fighter with a fighter, pick defensive. It's a guaranteed +1 bonus. This is a little bit extra damage, but not enough consistency of it being procced all the time, because again, you're not always going to roll a 1 or a 2, you'll roll higher. Just something to keep in mind. The other option was protection, but that's using your reaction for disadvantage. It's kind of niche, and we're not doing 2-weapon fighting. Skills. I am not taking acrobatics. We are going to put that in perception. So, again, remembering those 3 pillars, we have our combat figured out. Athletics is part of that. Intimidation is our social. And then perception, discovery, survival, discovery. I could put this maybe in insight, but survival, we end up with a +3 in perception. Insight, history, we're not looking at our character being very good in any of those. Perception is definitely a must, though, I would think, on any character. It's just your ability to notice things around you. For ability scores, we are putting strength at a 17, constitution at a 17. We are dump statting intelligence. We are dump statting intelligence because, 1, we're only getting to level 4, and the amount of spells, even though we do have a lot of mind flayers. Later on, this may become an issue once we get to full release. Psychic spells, mind flayer, target your intelligence for saves. So when you're dumping intelligence, keep that in mind. That you're going to be weak against those spells. Some options, if this was full release, was just simply not go 17 in strength and constitution and bring up your intelligence, so at least you're not getting a negative. But again, once they go full release, I assume there's going to be a lot of multi-classing. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. We are going at 17 in strength and constitution. When we get our ability score increase, we'll raise both of those to 18. Your dexterity at a 10. You could put that at 12 just to get a little extra initiative score. Since we are going to be wearing heavy armor, we're not going to get the benefit of dexterity to our armor class. That's why I went 12 in wisdom. I could dump that down and bring intelligence up and end up with like an 11, but an 11 doesn't get you anything. And as of right now, I don't have an issue with running a low intelligence. And then stats not to dump stat would be dexterity, constitution, and wisdom. If you're going to dump stat something, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom, if you're going to dump stat something, intelligence or charisma, just because of the spell saves. I didn't want to dump charisma because we are the main character. We are doing a lot of talking. I think that covers everything. I may be rambling. I had to reshoot this video a couple of times. My headset was dying, and I've got a new computer build that I'm waiting on parts for, and my new headset came in the other day, so I put that on my old computer. I say old, it's 5 years old. I know that's ancient, right? But anyways, without further rambling on, let's venture forth and see how we do moving forward.
Tell me, who do you dream of at night?
Oops. Now Now, why is it that for first cutscenes exit to skip, and the other cutscenes are spacebar to skip? I don't get that. And here we are.
Oh, my head.
Yes, come on, move.
Have to keep going.
We don't have spells as a martial class, but all these items that we can pick up,
What's hiding
those
here?
are spells. If this was a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I would say we're running a very heavy magical item campaign.
Where the hells are we?
And if you're wondering why they say hells in Dungeons and Dragons, there are 9 hells. Or 9 levels of hell, I guess.
Let's have a look. Dead. Good.
Now, if you're building a wizard, and you're kind of torn between what spells to take, wizards are able to learn spells from scrolls. So back here, there is always an armor scroll. And in the next room, there is always a fireball scroll. So just keep that in mind. You can skip those, and for 100 gold, you can learn both of them. It's 50 gold apiece. Or 50 gold a scroll. For first level spells, anyways. Nothing on the first M. We're gonna pick up a heal potion from
Am I
him.
in the hells?
I don't have a good video editing system yet, so I'm just going to play this through. If you have a suggestion for one, I am open to suggestions.
Yes! The exposed brain.
Please. Before they
I knew they know no creature like this.
I just do that to shut that damn thing up. You can avoid that whole cutscene. Nice. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten a bomb out of that chest. The chests are kind of random on what loot they drop. Once we get up top, there is a corpse that always has a shield on it, which is where we'll be picking up our shield for our shield build.
Abomination.
Your head clear.
Oh, scrap.
Imps block the path forward. First, we will address the matter of a cure.
We could stealth up here, but I'm just going to see if I can't hit them. I leave these tutorials on because I keep thinking they're going to add something, and I'm going to skip reading the patch notes and forget about it. Probably won't see me have those on once we get to the full release. Now, I should have disadvantage for shooting him Yeah, I have low ground. See the negative there? And then here, he's surprised. So I have an 80% chance of hitting him, a 70%. So we're going to take the 80%. Hit him. Now, because we're doing a dexterity attack, we don't get any of our strength bonus. Oh, can't jump. That sucks. They've got short legs. And that's why I like playing around. Lizelle, what was that?
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the hell.
On my way.
There's an axe over here that we use for range now. Should have probably picked that up in combat. Being that we're strength-based, throwing weapons are our choice ranged weapon. We didn't put any bonuses to dex. Go ahead and top off.
I feel better.
Yeah, see, space bar to skip. Random loot from that guy. Back here, usually resist potion and some food. Just gonna go ahead and equip that shield, and now we are running our shield. Let's just take a look. We've got a 16 AC. Our armor, we're wearing medium armor, and I don't know why they don't start us with heavy armor. I mean, we're heavy armor class. Why not? I know what you're saying. No, you just wouldn't have the money starting off. You could get some decent heavy armor, I would think.
Now this will hurt.
2 damage. Oh, why am I wasting? That's why we just need to stick with throwing. I'm sorry, I play ranger most of the time, so I'm so used to using the bow. See, we'll throw instead. Critical miss, of course. Hit you though. 9 damage. Gonna look quick. 9 damage. Yeah, we rolled a 4, which is 1d8. That's halfway. So our average damage right there didn't do too bad. 9 damage. And Lazelle rolled 9 damage, but she rolled a 6 to get that. And of course, she's using a 1d10, which is 5.5, which only should be 1 more damage than us. Not counting strength modifier.
Best be on my way.
Oh, sure.
Pick a fight. The consequences are high.
We did 8 damage on our crit? It should have been double damage. Minus 3, 3, 2. Should have did 6. Odd. Oh, I bet you I have this set. I'll have to look at the settings. Cell's just getting beat up. He rolled 14 and missed. Oh, he hit us there. What did he hit? Roll us. 19. Yeah, that'll hit. So what class would you like to see next? Maybe you can drop that in the comments below. We've done a Frontline cleric, and then we've done a solo ranger, which was really early on. I've got some ideas to change that one around. Hit the right one, kills all of them.
Open up.
I really wish cleric though had a spiritual weapon in the game. It would really make them D&D again, what Baldur's Gate is based off of.
Think you can?
There's no healers or tank class like you would think in World of Warcraft. Because there's no real taunt.
Blood comes easy these days.
And as far as clerics go, yes, they have heals, but once they get spiritual weapon and then spirit guardians, they're doing massive damage on the battlefield, and they're definitely not someone to think just as a healing class. I don't know if they'll put Guardians of Faith in the game, or Spiritual Weapon, or Spirit Guardians. They should. It's kind of a staple. But Guardians of Faith summons a Guardian that does 20 damage on a fail save, 10 damage on a save. If they make their saving throw anytime they make movement within a range of the Guardian. So you can really control the battlefield with damage with Cleric.
The mechanisms are completely unrecognizable at first. Then nothing. The console remains dormant.
Did I forget?
Whatever fits in that socket must power this thing.
Too busy talking.
This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
And we're taking all three of them.
Appears dormant.
You could actually skip this part if you wanted, depending on your alignment or how you want to play the game. Evil.
A pulsing glow of organic life. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod. Suddenly, you feel then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Or you feel a shiver run. Your mind.
You keep dangerous company. Fair point. Let me come with you. Shadow. Fine. She's right.
Now, we are going to pick up the sword in the next room if we can. We're going to at least try for it. And we'll give that to Lae'zel. Defeating the commander is... there we go. Is pretty much letting the Mind Flayer do the work. And doing what you can to give him the advantage. We'll show that here. It's not a bad fight. Yes, yes, yes.
Do it. We will deal with the...
Alright. She's going to run to here.
I will ascend. A vital boost.
If we hit this here, if we would have went before the imp, killed him too. The imp back here.
We need to get out of here. Now.
Don't think we're gonna get the weapon.
On my way.
Just because of the amount of damage Mr. Squidward has taken. We're gonna bring her up. I got a shield on him.
On my way. I am fury. I am death.
And I took damage and lost concentration, but we're going to give Mr. Squidward it, and hopefully. Yeah, we miss.
I will ascend. No time to waste.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead. No No traps, please.
My path be true.
Let these intruders open! The furnace is ours! Leave him to me.
Ignore the devil. We must take the transponder.
Nothing.
I am fury. I am death.
Take this ship, or Zariel will have your head!
Swift and lethal.
She's in place now. We need her to hit the buttons.
Sticks.
And we're just taking pot shots at them. Yeah, see, I don't think we're gonna get it.
Victory awaits.
Or your spine is mine.
My 25% chance is pretty lucky there. I think I've hit, what, 3 times in a row? Hey, Shadowheart really came through.
Swift and lethal.
Let these intruders open! The furnace is ours!
I don't do a whole lot of damage, so I'm gonna take this arrow and shoot that. Oh no.
The intruder! They must not escape!
She can't loot him. But what she can try to do is shove him back. That'll work.
Heading there.
Victory awaits.
Ooh, this could be bad. Nope. Ooh. Nice.
Another step forward.
No, no.
On the move.
Time to strike.
The helm's alien transponder.
That was
Engaged
close.
in con-
That was definitely rough. Alright, well, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, and we will show probably another fight of this build and move on to another one. If you want to see it late game, I'll post another video when I get to level 4.